welcome back to Museum Diaries. Today I'm here with Veronica,
Hello.
the Duchess, and she's gonna give us some information on this piece that she worked on. I enjoy looking at this piece because there's so much to look at, and I'll have her take it away with what this is we're looking at.
Well, you can see here it says the overhead perspective of Washington State Women's Prison Maximum Security. This I did in the year 1985, and you'll notice that I used my prison number 276077 as a sign-off on a lot of my older work of that period. So coming back up here, it says fenced-in recreation area. What we had was literally right here was fence. So you have 3 fence walls all around you, 6 feet tall, and then on top of your head is another fence. So you're literally fenced in, and the only other thing under you is the concrete. So this takes place outside. This is considered time for recreation for you. Even though you're out here by yourself, it may be pouring rain or snow, and they don't offer you a snow coat or snowshoes. All you have are thongs to wear. But you get an hour a day, 5 days a week, to go into this recreation area. All they supplied in that recreation area, besides just the 3 fences, one overhead and all the around us, they supplied us with 1 soccer ball that was blown out. So you couldn't even fill it. It was literally hollow.
I want to talk about the creation of this piece because you're very limited with materials when you're in prison. How did you even come up with this? The measurements? I mean, how did you do all this?
Well, I had spent so many years. I'd spent approximately in this unit, from the ADSEG side to the maximum security, I'd say maybe 12 to 14 years of my life in one of these cells. Okay, so let's keep going. So here's your fenced-in recreation area. Like I say, there's just a ball. Now, we're going to go off the top shelf first. Here are the strip cells. So here's the back exit. So the clinic is over here. You take the back exit, you come on in, and here's the actual rec room outside, okay? So you see what I was talking about. There's the inmate, there's the flat ball. So you come in this back door here, and here's a guard. These doors are locked. There's an inmate there doing an hour out. So this cop is watching a woman naked sitting on her toilet. And across from that hall, we see 2 women doing strip searches of women, making this one bend over and spread her lips and cough. And then here's a man or a woman closer, giving more directive like, bring your ass up, and squat more. And then here they had gloves and urine cups or whatever. Okay, so then you come out of this cell and then you go to the next cell. And these are very heavy locked doors. Here's a person sleeping, so you leave that cell. Now we go to the next cell. And what we see here is we see a woman sleeping on this side. And on this side, I can't make out from here what that is. Can you see what that is?
One's a toilet.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what's on top where the inmate is. Anyway, so in this cell, these are 2, oh, there it is. There's the inmate in the corner, see? Mm-hmm. And this inmate's sleeping. So across from this cell, another inmate is sleeping, and then another inmate is thinking with their hands behind her. Then the next cell is empty, and here's a cop looking in an empty cell. Now there's a cop coming this way with another cop. And then there's a cop coming in the back.
The correctional officers.
Correctional officers, yes. Then you see a woman lying on her bunk here. And opposite her, a woman sleeping. And then the traffic of the officers. Then in the next cell, it's empty. And in this cell, you see a woman sleeping. Here you see another woman sleeping in the cell beside her. This would be the shower area. And this is where they have the mop stored. And here's the bathtub. And let's see what this is. These are the electronic monitoring devices, are in a room right here. So if we keep going down here, we're going to see that right here, there's a TV here because this is what's called a day room. And this is a round steel plate with 6 plates that you sit on of steel. They're like about this big, about that wide. They are cold, cold, cold. So the table is made out of that steel, and these benches are just all steel, and everything here is welded into the concrete floor and screwed and then welded. So nothing is movable. So this area here would be ADSEG day room, administrative segregation day room. This one is for the protective custody, PC, protected custody. So these would be women that weren't around the general population for whatever reason. Then here is ADSEG's legal conference area and a storage room. So this is where I would do my legal work. In this room here, I would have a waist chain on. Both of my hands were cuffed, wearing a man's uniform, and it's very cold. And I have to try to move my hands like this to move the law pages, and to get any book out of a shelf was really hard. Anyway, so now we keep going down the hall, and now what we see is the cop shop. The cop shop is where they have their monitors so they can see what's going on down these cells. There's a camera here, here, and here. And there's cameras here and here and here, I think. So this is how they keep the watch. They can eavesdrop on any room. They can even hear whispers. They could hear you unwrapping a cigarette carton, the saran wrap. So back here are their visiting booths. And they just were plastic booths with a thick piece of glass in the center. And you can't communicate. You have to hold up a phone. You've seen that type. So then here are the cop shops. Now the cop shop, they have perfect access seeing what's going down this hall, and they have visual right here, see? So they can see all the way down and what goes on in the day room. So they're doing their various duties. And here's a day room, a maximum security day room. And it shows my friends doing different things, like these two are just talking. Then this one is watching this one. And then this one is writing a letter or something. And then these two women, are, like Mickey and I, we would lie down in this corner because it gave us a little bit of privacy. The cops could still see us from over their cop shop because this is all glass window too. But it's a glass with a steel mesh in it, so you can't break it out. So, and it was like representing Mickey and I. And then here's one inmate sitting at the table. Here's another one playing cards with another. And these two are watching the guard escort a woman into the sergeant's office for an infraction hearing or a review. So these women are watching as this guard is leading with a dog lead the inmate who has chains around her waist and her wrists, and sometimes even around her ankles, so it's pretty difficult to move. Not to mention the men are twice our size. So now you have a hearing to determine when you're going to get out of hell, or how much longer they're going to give you. This is the supervisor sitting at his desk, and he often wore this particular posture. His arms above his head, behind his head. It was a grandiosity, I noticed, that they would do. And here's a hearing sergeant here, and here's a cop, and they're escorting probably me into this room to give me some stupid infraction that I didn't even deserve. Okay, so let's get back up to here. The shower room, 15-minute limitation per day per inmate. When in use, inmate is locked into the bathroom area and shower. And sometimes, like, they would give me my showers at 3 in the morning specifically because they knew it was all cold water, and because that was the only time I got out to make phone calls, so I could not reach my attorney or newspapers and blah, blah, blah. But nonetheless, we had the shower room, utility room, laundry room, general population day room, open from 7 in the morning till 10 p.m., the contents, 1 black and white television, 4 700-pound steel table and chair units, and 1 telephone. and the telephone was right here. And then it had one schoolroom, which was never really used, and it was open Monday through Friday only for an hour and 15 minutes, if it were even used. Okay, this is a side cut view. So if you were to take one of these cells and just slice it, take off one of the walls, you're going to see a wall unit desk. That's what this box is. This is all metal, and this is the only place you have to put your clothes and papers. And it's just a metal little cabinet. You have one plastic one plastic chair. And anyway, it just explains that this is your closet as well. You have to hang wherever you can. There's no devices to hang anything. Note 3, barbed razor wire concrete fences surround the perimeter. So all of this, it's got 3 barbed wires, and it's got the concrete fence, and there's razor wire as well. Plus you have gun towers, and they have guns. All right, well, I'm not going to bore you much longer here. Another time we can discuss how I did my measurements. Thank you for joining us.
We'll talk
Peace
to you
out.
soon.